One of AWS's easiest services to set up is VPC Peering. In this video, we'll do a quick walkthrough in setting up a peering connection between two regions, and then we'll do a little test at the end. So first, we'll talk about what is VPC Peering. Next, we'll talk about what the requirements are to set up a VPC Peering connection. And then thirdly, we'll set up VPC Peering between two regions in the same account, but you can also do this between two different AWS accounts. And then finally, we'll test the VPC Peering connection. All right, let's start off with defining what is a VPC Peering connection. It's basically a private connection between two VPCs. The reason why you would use a peering connection, let's say you want to connect two regions, and before you set up the peering connection, you actually have to use the internet. So you would use your WAN IP addresses to communicate with endpoints between those two VPCs. The peering connection, you can use your private IP, so it travels over the backbone of AWS, does not go to the internet. Another reason why you might want to use VPC peering is that maybe you want to communicate with somebody that has another AWS account, and you want to be able to have private exchanges back between your VPC and their VPC. So that's something you can also do with VPC peering. As far as the requirements go, you just need an AWS account or accounts if you're doing this through over two different accounts. And then you also have to have a VPC network set up at each location. All right, so in the demo, we're going to set up a VPC peering between two regions. We're going to set it up between Ohio, the Ohio region, and the Oregon region. So first thing you need to do is navigate to one of those regions. Doesn't matter which one it is, just as long as it's one of the regions you're going to be connecting. And then once you set up the peering connection, then you have to navigate back to the remote region and accept the peering request. Then after you do that, then we're going to create routes at both VPCs, because you have to be able to route those IP addresses between the two VPCs. And then you'll also have to make sure that the security groups are set up with the proper permissions. If you don't set this up, and of course the connection is not going to work very well, because in our demo, we're going to be doing a simple ping test back and forth. So if I don't have ICMP set up in the security groups, it's not going to go through. So we'll get that started here. All right, now we're at the dashboard. I've logged into my AWS account, and I've moved to the Oregon region. You see on the right-hand side here. Going to my VPCs here. I only have one in here, so it's pretty easy to figure out which one this is. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And I would suggest that you record the CIDR range here, and also the subnets that are associated with it. That way you have that information when you create the peering connection. So I'm going to be using this subnet range for my peering connection. So if I go down to below subnets, if I go to peering connections here, I don't have one set up yet, so I can click on create peering connection, and let's call it peer 1. And the VPC is the only one I have in this region, so that one's easy to choose. And then it picked up my CIDR, which is good. I'm only using this between my account, but like I said earlier, you can use this between two different accounts. And I'm connecting this to another region, so I'm going to connect to Ohio. And it doesn't give you pull down for the VPC in that region, so I'm going to copy, I've got a backup of that. Let me copy that over here. Paste that in, and then I'm going to leave the tags and information the same. Create peering connection. So now if I go to Ohio, you'll see I've got some VPCs here. You need to actually go into VPC or peering connections here, and you'll see it says pending acceptance. So I'm going to go ahead and select this here, and we'll go to actions and hit accept request. Yes, I want to accept that. So that part's done. So like it said in that green box there, we need to modify the routing table. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wait till this is finished provisioning here. It's active already, so that's good. So let's go to route tables. Actually, I'm going to go to the VPC here and find out which route table I need, which is this one here. Open it up. And this is where you're going to add the subnet for the peering connection in the Oregon region. So I already have my subnet copied. Let me go ahead and add that in here. So I'm going to edit the routes here. I'm going to add a route. I'm going to put in the subnet for the Oregon region. And then for target, we want to click peering connection here. And since we only have one peering connection, this can be pretty easy to find. So we'll select that and hit save. So we're done there. So now we need to go back to Oregon. And let's go back to the route table here for this VPC. Open that up. And we're going to edit this one just like we did the other one. And then we're going to add the subnet for the Ohio VPC that we're going to peer with. So I'm going to add a route here, and we're going to add that subnet here, and then choose peering connection. Same thing, we're going to check the peer one that we created earlier, and we're going to hit save here. Oh, already exists. Did I already put that in there? Back. Let's try saving again. So I tried adding my subnet, but I'm getting this black hole status here. So let's go back over here and let's remove it and then re-add it. Let's see what happens then. All right, let's go back to edit routes. We're going to add a route here. Put that subnet in that we wanted to use, and then we're going to use the peering connection, peer 1, and then save. Okay, it worked that time. I don't know why it didn't work before, but it did that time, so that's good. So we've got the routes set up. So all we need to do now is let's go to our instances on each side and make sure we have that ICMP open so we can ping back and forth. So let's go to this instance here. We'll find out what security group it's using. Okay, and then, yes, we have ICMP open here. So let's go over to Oregon. Do the same thing. Security. And let's see. Yes, we have ICMP open. All right, so now let's go ahead and connect to, I'm in Oregon, so I'm going to connect to the running instance here and try to ping over to Ohio. We're going to connect. It's connected, and you'll see down here, this is the private IP of this instance here. So let's try to ping the instance over in Ohio, which is 168, 154, 49. Yes, works. Okay, so we know the peering connection going from Oregon to Ohio works. Let's try to go the other way. Let's go to the instances here in Ohio, and we're going to connect here. I'm going to do that. And you'll see this is the one we just pinged from Oregon to Ohio. So now we're going to try to ping the instance from Ohio to Oregon. So that one is going to be 172.31.26.50. Bang. There you go. All right. So we were able to set the peering connection fairly easy. I had a little glitch there when I was trying to add to the routing table. I think that might have been because I was testing this earlier and maybe I left a route in there and it hadn't had time to completely be removed. So anyway, in this video, we created a peering connection between our Oregon region to our Ohio region. We set up the routes that we needed, and then we also verified in the security group that we have the permissions to ping back and forth. So anyway, that was a quick video on how to set up VPC peering in AWS. I would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions for other videos pertaining to AWS, I'd appreciate that in the comments section as well. Thank you.